Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
You heard him. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell just said even if President-elect Trump wanted him gone, he's not going anywhere. And he said there's nothing Trump can do about it. Not once, but twice.
Do you believe that the president has the power to fire or demote you, and has the Fed determined the legality of a president demoting at will any of the other governors with leadership positions?
Not permitted under the law.
Not what?
Not permitted under the law.
So let me give you a little backstory. As I've been telling you for years, while the Federal Reserve is technically part of the government, it operates completely independently from the government. And the Fed takes that independence very seriously. The Federal Reserve controls the central bank and the monetary policy, which means it manages the money supply and interest rates in the United States. And Congress is in control of the fiscal policy, which means it's up to Congress how to tax and spend. The Fed doesn't answer to politicians, and politicians don't answer to the Fed. But on the campaign trail in the last year or so, now President-elect Trump criticized the Fed and Powell a lot, saying at one point interest rates were too low and then at another point that they were too high. And he's been saying that the president should have a say in these Federal Reserve decisions about interest rates. And some people have even suggested that Trump would fire Powell, even though it was Trump who appointed Powell to the chairmanship during his first term. Well, today we learned that's not going to happen. Why? Well, under the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, which governs all of this, the Fed chairman and each of the members of the Fed who sit on the Board of Governors are appointed by the president and must be confirmed by the Senate. But once they're confirmed, they become independent and they serve for a maximum of 14 years. Now, Powell's term is up in 2026. While it may be illegal for the new Trump administration to outright fire Powell, though that's really not been tested, it is possible for Trump to shape the Federal Reserve by appointing new Fed members whose terms expire within his next 4 years in office. But it's also a fact that Trump will have a chance to appoint a new Federal Reserve chairman in 2026 when Powell's term is over. And that new person may not think the same way Jerome Powell does when it comes to the Federal Reserve being fully independent. So if you want me to do a whole video about what it looks like when a central bank is controlled by politicians, let me know. The short version is it doesn't particularly go very well.